evening, everyone. It's your man of the hour, the man with the power, the living legend of professional wrestling punditry. Hello, my name is Lee Hazell, and this is the SteelChair Shoot, where wrestling's best writers fire from the hip and unleash their uncensored opinions upon an unsuspecting world. This week, we've given a live mic to James.
Hello there.
And Steph.
Hello.
And we are all here to lay down the law about the Mae Young Classic. Now, we're not going to talk about the whole Mae Young Classic because, you know, a pay-per-view topic takes long enough, and that's usually only 7, 8 or 9 matches, and if we did the whole Mae Young Classic, that would be 31, so we're only going to be going from the quarterfinals onwards. However, just before that, if anybody has anything to get off their chest about the first or second rounds, please go ahead. Steph, let's go with you first.
I was quite when I worked on the 32 profiles of the girls, I was quite stunned by the lots of girls that were coming from NXT. If we want to talk about the first round, there are really a bunch of girls that I'm looking forward to seeing in NXT. Girls like Jessica Abbott, Tessa Blanchard, Rachel Evers, Lacey Evans. It was really there was really interesting names, and it's the way of a tournament. There are 32. You just have to won in the end, but some names are really interesting. And I already had my favorites straight in the beginning, but I was happy. I was quite close to what happened in the end. But yeah, there is definitely some girls that just went through the first round, but that can really we can see NXT one way or another.
Yeah, I agree. But there was some sort of things I didn't really like about the first few rounds. But as a whole, I felt like it got better as we progressed towards the quarterfinals, which we'll talk about very, very soon. I just want to quickly mention some, like what you mentioned, the female wrestler before, Jazzy Gabbard. I thought she was going to go all the way through. But
me too.
Yeah, but she just got knocked out in her first match. I was like, oh, okay. That's what I kind of like about this tournament in general, is that it wasn't really predictable, and you were left with some surprises, and it kept you thinking like, oh, maybe this person can actually go through and win it. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this person's definitely going to go through, and it just kept you on your toes, which I appreciated.
Yeah, her opponent, Abby Lath, wasn't really tipped to go any further than the first round, though, was she? That was quite a big surprise. But the two biggest surprises for me were Steph, I agree with you, Tessa Blanchard and Kairi Sane actually fighting each other. I mean, I knew that one of those girls has to be at least in the semis, and obviously, spoiler alert, Kairi Sane goes on to the final. And but it was a really good way of signaling Kairi Sane's arrival into the tournament, because Tessa Blanchard is a very well-known wrestler from a very well-known family, and the ability for Kairi Sane to take her out in the first round really legitimizes her as a competitor, so people can really take her seriously as a threat. And secondly, I was actually really surprised that Toni Storm beat Lacey Evans, because I actually thought that Lacey Evans was going to win the whole thing, and I know that's a bit of a surprise to some, but I'll tell you why. The reason I thought she was going to win is because, she's blonde, she's beautiful, she actually has a gimmick that accentuates her attractiveness, which seems to be the only thing that WWE know how to actually market a female wrestler. And secondly, because she was a former Marine, I thought they would absolutely go with that as her story and make her the big inspirational Marine person.
And a mother, you're forgetting that, Lee, but she's a mother. And it's quite rare. It's quite rare in the wrestling business to have mothers for women to wrestling after pregnancy or things like that. But the fact she was
they could have put all their cards on that, really, couldn't they? And yeah, I agree with you, Lee. And that's why I'm happy it's full of surprises.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so the first match that we're going to talk about here is going to be Abby Lath versus Mercedes Martinez.
I thought it was a pretty decent match. Mercedes Martinez, I didn't really connect with her when we talk about the first few rounds, but during the quarterfinals is when I started really getting behind her as a competitor. I mean, Abby Lath, or Kimberly as you want to as she's previously known, I believe. She was selling those moves like nobody. She looked like she got hit by a train at some points, and it made you like root for her even more when she was just trying to fight back against this harsh threat. And then just to have Mercedes just take it all away makes you take her way more seriously going forward. So I thought this was a pretty decent match.
It's quite a tough match. Mercedes Martinez is not known to make things the easy way. It was really aggressive in some way, but quite interesting. And Abelace is really. When we started the quarterfinals, there was kind of everything is possible, and it could have been Martinez or Lace. They would have been reliable, whatever. But no, it was really interesting that they were really impressive, really.
Yeah, but they didn't hold back, did they? They didn't hold back at all.
Yeah, but it was interesting to see Mercedes Martinez, who trained some of the wrestlers in the tournament, including Shayna Baszler.
Oh, yeah, they did bring that up.
And it was really for the beginning of the quarterfinals. It was really impressive first match. And if it was two different styles and kind of of wrestling thing, it was really good. It was a good way for me.
I agree. It was a great way to kick off the quarterfinals.
Okay, guys, so the next match is Candice LeRae and Shayna Baszler, and I actually thought, I was really surprised by this one as well. Like you said, James, this is a tournament of surprises, because my second favourite was going to be Candice LeRae, because, as we all know, she's Johnny Gargano's wife, and I really thought they were going to try and legitimise her and legitimise the Gargano family name by giving her the trophy.
Yeah, I definitely thought that going into this as well, because they were just building up this, hey, look, she's related to the Gargano dude, and it's like, oh, cool, that must mean she's good. But I enjoyed this match. There was some problems that I did have with it based on, okay, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but based on logic. When Baszler reversed into her finisher, the chokehold on the mat, how close was Candice LeRae to the rope? She was like so close. She just had to stretch out her arm, just one, just not even that far, and she would have like at least got a rope break. But no, she tapped out. And I know if we go into logic about wrestling, then we're going to be here all bloody day.
There is no logic is the cornerstone of any great professional wrestling match, James. You should know that by now. If you've been listening to me, you'll know that logic is the cornerstone. Despite the fact this is the first time I've ever said it, you should have listened to me and heard my thoughts.
She was so close to the ropes, and no, she decided to tap out.
How about the rest of the match?
I felt like the match in general just went by a little too quickly, and like I had this worry going in through this whole thing with Shayna Baszler. I've got nothing against Shayna Baszler. I think she's done great work, and she's coming across as like a really tough and strong like person. I just had this like cynical thing in the back of my head of like they are going to use this UFC thing and the whole 4 horsewomen thing to just basically demolish any other upcoming talent.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to that from the
Brock
WWE.
Lesnar,
yeah, I'm just so used to that sort of mentality that this gave me like the first sort of rumble, like, oh no, oh no, something bad's gonna happen. But
was it a one-sided match?
I'd say it was quite balanced. I mean, they both definitely got some good shots in, and also notably with the end of the match, because mostly throughout Shayna Baszler's matches, she hadn't shown any signs of sportsmanship, or at least just lack of sportsmanship. Even like at the end, while Candice LeRae was on the mat trying to recover, and and her husband's trying to console her, she's just there like kicking her feet, just like, haha, look what I've done to you. Just that sort of cocky mentality, which I appreciated. It's like it kind of got
so they actually built
shades
a
of
heel.
Pete Dunne in the UK tournament, which I appreciated.
Yeah, because they didn't really. I mean, apart from Brian Kendrick in the Cruiserweight Classic, there wasn't really anybody working as a heel, and certainly not in the final. Like, it was pretty much face versus face. I mean, Grand Metalik didn't really have a personality. He's just basically bog standard luchador. And TJP, they pushed him as this really milk white babyface, so they didn't have any of that. But so they're actually so it was that they really pushed Shayna Baszler as a heel then.
Yeah, they definitely pushed her as this sort of big heel, that definitely came across really well. So, and when we did get to the eventual final, it all culminated really well.
Nice one, cool. Steph, what did you think of this match?
The fact that Johnny Gargano was at ringside make people forget the fact that Candice LeRae is one of the best female wrestlers in the world, and she made a name by herself. So being the wrestler's wife, for me, it wasn't. She didn't need to have the husband by her side, to have him by his side. Honestly, I don't even know why WWE hasn't already signed her, because she's so great. She's like, would say the young bucks of female wrestling in a way that she's doing great in indie, and she didn't want to go to the moment. At the same time, with Baszler in the tournament, it was very acceptable that the 4 Horsewomen thing would come to the would be happening, and I was afraid that this tournament would become the settling of the WWE 4 Horsewomen, UFC 4 Horsewomen, and the before the quarterfinals, we were quite. I was really afraid it was going to happen. Really.
See, we've got the cynicism. We've got that in our heads now. It's just there forever.
No, but it's there was so many different ways to build this thing, and I was afraid, honestly, that this tournament was just a way to build up Horsewomen versus Horsewomen. But in this match, Baszler was. I can't help but thinking that Candice was unable to. She couldn't win. Baszler was pushed in a way. She made an impressive. LeRae made it. I was also quite stunned too by so close to the rope, and she surrendered. But even if she didn't win the match, at least people who are not used to indie wrestling know who is and she's genuinely one of the best on the indie scene. This match was for Baszler, whatever happens, and I was quite sad because Candice LeRae was really one of my favorites, and I was quite sad to see go, but Baszler was very too strong. Very true. The leaders think she was stronger, and I'm pretty not absolutely sure she was able to defeat her, but
she couldn't.
There was a bias straight in the beginning, so.
Yeah, you agree with the stress that I had with the possible cynicism of business.
Yeah,
and there are some matches at different steps of the tournament where you can't help but be disappointed, because it was you really wanted to see this girl more, and it happened with LeRae. But she needs to be promoted as Mrs. Gargano, because she had a tremendous career. She didn't need the guy.
Yeah,
For me,
yeah. I
was
didn't really think about that,
absolutely-
which is depressing because I feel like I should have really picked up on that. But I do agree with you, Steph, that they don't really. They could have just had him say like, "Oh yeah, she's also related to Johnny Gargano," but they didn't need him like in the crowd to be like. Then again, you know, it can also show that he's supportive, so it helps him out a little bit. So I do see where you're coming from, and I agree that she doesn't need Johnny Gargano there, but I feel like for branding for like both of them, it kind of does help in a way.
Yeah.
Well, we've said enough about that one, I think. So moving on to the next match, Kairi Sane versus Dakota Kai. Steph, what did you think about that one?
Kairi versus Kai. Oh, very, very impressive. Very different styles again. And Kairi Sane was really way above. We had it. It was really impressive to see that how good she's. She's really good, and is good too. Kairi Sane has a spear drop. That wow, she's really, really, really right from the beginning. But again, for me, Sane was Dakota Kai is also someone. I don't know. I think she's already in the next year, so no problem about that. But it was a one-sided. It was one-sided. Sane had the match. There was no real reason. It was supposed to be Sane.
Is Dakota Kai's gimmick a little bit too close to Bayley's for her to have any real legitimacy right now, do you think?
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't know whether if anyone else was thinking it. I felt like
no, but that's true. That's true. There was this Bayley's side. Yeah, no, that's true.
She did seem. I guess it's not too close. I guess in a way because she's not like actively hugging people, but she did have this sort of like sort of girl next door type of like appearance about her, and just sort of like overly cheerful. So I don't know, but also she's facing a pirate, so she's automatically lost.
Well, is she the ninja in this situation?
I like pirates in this context, alright? I'm not normally a pirate fan.
Okay, James, do you have any other thoughts on the match?
I just thought that this match was very, like, technically impressive. And even though it was pretty, like, one-sided, given that, Kairi Sane's, like, experience and just overall, like, push, it did seem evenly matched. I mean, Dakota Kai, Jesus. Never want to take a spear from her. Like, I won't say it's the best, like, better than Rhino's, but it might be a little bit better than Roman's, so.
Oh, really? A better spear from a... Hang on, wait a second.
Getting the stats.
Yeah, like... Right, so the 121-pound Dakota Kai has a better spear than Roman Reigns.
And this is not me on the Roman Reigns hate train. I'm okay with Roman Reigns. But yeah, and also, like, just with Kairi saying, this is the first time I've ever experienced her in, like, a wrestling ring. I, again, never watched it in Japan. So having this tournament be like, hey, look at this person, and seeing just all the stuff that these people can do, I want to find more of their stuff. I want to go back and find more of what they've done and go, holy shit, because wow.
But James, in the current context of Asuka relinquishing the title, if we can say it like that, because we when they signed Kairi Sane, I was thinking like she's going to be the next Asuka, and the tournament is coming at the same time that as you are the NXT reviewer of the team. I don't know your point of view about that, but I really feel like with Sunny they are building a new Asuka for NXT. What do you think about that?
I guess if they are going down this road, then I'm perfectly fine with her winning the NXT Women's title, because I feel like she would have, obviously not winning it straight away. I mean, give us some time to build some character now. But if they are like pushing her to be the women's champion, I might be alright with that. I feel like there were some other people in NXT deserving of that by now, especially. I know we're going off topic a little bit, but like Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, all these people at least deserve another shot at the title. But if they're going down this route, NXT normally knows what it's doing in that respect, because they've been booking their female talent like no one else in the WWE. So, and that's not me being biased, because I have to watch it every week. and mic drop. And a little dab.
Stop dropping the mics!
No, I mic dropped and dabbed at the same time. You can't stop me.
Oh, we've got another TJ.
No, but
anyway, sorry, Steph.
No, the coincidence of the event were interesting in a way. Asuka is coming to the main roster, and there's the new Japanese sensation that is coming and blooming, and we are not going to talk about the NXT tappings that took place on Thursday, but yeah, she's going to have a push. We can't say anything else. So,
I don't
but
know.
that's
Don't spoil it for me. Please don't.
I can't
oh
actually.
no, but
I just think it's really, really unimaginative booking if they just basically replace Asuka with Kairi Sane. I just think that's lazy. It's hackneyed. Yeah.
I feel like they won't do it like the exact same way based on just what her character is compared to Asuka.
Yeah. Hopefully they give her a bit more of a lean into the piratey stuff a little bit more, possibly opening the way for more vocational gimmicks as we go along.
Did you just?
Huh?
I thought you said opening the wave. It's like, oh no.
Opening the way. James.
Okay, I thought you were trying to make
opening the wave is not an expression.
Well, that's why I was confused.
Stop trying to make everything about pirates.
I can't help it. I'm a pirate now.
Okay, guys, we're moving on. The next match, Piper Niven versus
it's
Toni
Pirate
Storm.
Radio now.
Oh, God,
Oh, in Pirate Radio now. It's wow.
Actually, Pirate Radio commentary was the first idea I ever had for a podcast. Anyway, moving on. Piper Niven versus Toni Storm. James, what did you think about that one?
Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers.
You're fired.
All right, we got that. Don't find me, please. I have nowhere else to go.
What am I paying you for?
I don't know. You're paying me to be Pirate Man. Anyway,
I'm paying you far too much, and I'm paying you nothing.
Toni Storm, Piper Niven. My favorite match of the tournament. You're hearing this now. This is actually my favorite match.
Having not seen the tournament, I can absolutely 100% believe that, because I have seen Toni Storm's work in progress and Piper Niven's work in Eve, and they are frigging phenomenal.
I mean, this was a closely fought match, and it just had a lot of character in it, and there's a lot of charm, but it was also just a lot of impressive moves just in general, just how it all developed, and it was paced almost so perfectly that I've went back to watch it again just so I can appreciate everything that happened. And just I'm sad that we haven't got to see these girls fight again, just because they're so good. They're so good, and only one of them could progress, and that made me sad. So yeah, favorite match of the tournament. Really want to see these girls fight again, and I'm happy.
Steph, what did you think?
Before I start, I have to say that James and I didn't talk about the tournament before, because obviously for me too, it's one of the best match of the tournament.
Great, nice, think alike.
We didn't talk about it before. James confirmed.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about that before. So it really, it was impressive. The two of them really deserve the spot. They gave such. The match was insanely great, and Tony Storm is the. I don't want to say anything stupid, but she's the Progress champion. Tony Storm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
as of today, she's still the
Progress champion. I love the way they presented Pippa Niven, like I'm not blonde, I'm not beautiful, I'm curvy, and I can wrestle. The same way Nia Jax, or the same kind of characters. But this match was extraordinary, and I love the handshake during the bridge, the double bridge, and during the handshake. It was extraordinary, and I was expecting more Niven than Storm. It was Storm, yeah. The two of them were my favorites too. But wow, this is wrestling. I was like, yeah, this is what I love. This is what I want. It was a really good fight. Yeah. But I wish it could have been Niven, could have been Storm. The two were absolutely legit in winning the match, or even going further. So yeah, was
even
quite...
the ending. Even the ending made me a little bit just like sad in general, just because if you've seen it, Lee, there's just the moment where Tony Storm has her hand raised, and then they're just both, Tony Storm and Piper, just looking at each other, and then they just give each other just a giant hug, just out of respect. And like there's almost tears, and it's like, oh god, they love each other so much.
Yeah, but there's something that there was a lot of respect in this tournament. A lot of respect between the girls, and when you say they were not really heel or face, well, it's something that's becoming more and more cliche in some ways. But there was a lot of respect in this tournament between the girls, and there was this kind of moments were great, really great.
Okay, so we are now done with the quarterfinals, and we're moving on to the semis, and the first semi-final match is Mercedes Martinez versus Shayna Baszler. Steph, what did you reckon?
Match was about is the student better than the master? Because Mercedes Martinez is training Shayna Baszler, so there was the expression is what do we say, to be the master, the student has to beat the master, and we were in this situation for the first time in the tournament. Baszler always every time with the handshakes, Baszler refused to handshake our opponents. Not this time, because there was something, a sensitive thing that was not in the other matches. It was the match were longer in the semifinals, but my God, it was extremely physical, extremely complicated. The match was for Baszler, and I think Martinez understood that it was made to be for Baszler. So I was not surprised I was not that very, very happy of the match, and it was in a way quite frustrating to see it, because it the student killed the student beat the master, and Basler was supposed to be in the finals, one way or another.
Yeah, that's where the doubt kept going in my head. The doubt kept sealing its way. Like, hey, remember UFC? Remember UFC is a thing? Like, yes, I do, brain. I do. Leave me alone.
Okay, James, what did you think?
I thought the story aspect of it was quite good. I liked the story aspect, like you said, Steph. The whole having to beat the person that taught you in order to progress, and she did that. She succeeded in that. Happy for her. Give her a clap for that. I wasn't really into this match as I was the other ones. I appreciated the effort that went into it, but I just wasn't as engaged as I feel like I should have been. But I don't know if that's the fault of the people involved, or it's just I just wasn't in the mood for this one. I don't think. If I'm being quite honest, like that's just when you have to binge watch a lot of wrestling in one day, you kind of feel a little bit dazed sometimes. So, but this was okay. It was decent, and Baszler progressed, and she is going to be in the final. Well, she was going to be in the final, and yeah, it was okay.
Well, it seems like even like heel heat notwithstanding, Shayna Baszler is not somebody that you guys were particularly pumped to see make it all the way to the final stage of the tournament.
That's because we just love the faces so much, I think, or just like.
But is it to do with the fact that she's a heel, or is it more to do with the fact that she's been given preferential treatment because of her UFC background?
She's not the only one who had a MMA background, so no,
but she is the most high profile UFC fighter.
Absolutely. But they really put straight in the beginning the fact that she was one of the Force women, and everything was biased because of that. I didn't really know her. Even I'm not a UFC girl. I'm obviously I don't really appreciate that. It's not my thing. But yeah, she could have been the worst wrestler in the world. She would have gone to the finals. And I absolutely didn't appreciate that. Because she is one of the four horsewomen of UFC. Ronda Rousey was at ringside. Jessamine White, I don't remember her name. And I don't remember the third.
So I only remember Ronda Rousey, so you're not alone.
So Ronda Rousey, Jessamine, I don't know, and Marina Shafir.
Well, at one point, only like two of them were there. I don't know where the other one went. Like this was, I can't remember. At one point, they called finals.
I worked my subjects. Yeah, I worked my subjects.
That last one must still have a career of some description.
Oh, well, we're set in UFC now. Conor McGregor, who's great?
No, and I really wanted to appreciate Baszler, but no, with this Force women thing, and no.
I know what you mean. It did feel like you were just going through the motions at this point, didn't it? It just sort of like we're just letting this sort of match happen. It's all right, or it's just a thing that has to happen now, and it's over. Now we can move on.
Yeah, it was. I was reminding when I heard she was in the tournament. I can't help thinking about WrestleMania. Don't remember which WrestleMania where Ronda Rousey appeared with The Rock, and I say, oh God, yeah, they succeeded in making what they are expecting to do for years now, the four horsewomen versus the four horsewomen. And I say, oh no. And it was my big fear for the finals, my huge fear. And we are not going to, don't know if we can say if Baszler won or not, but it was my biggest fear.
We shall get to the finals momentarily once we progress.
if she was the winner of the tournament, it would have meant that the tournament was made to build a fourth women match.
Yeah.
And I would have been extremely disappointed. So no, I'm definitely not impressed. She has a lot to prove by the wrestling side. She's a great MMA fighter, of course, but yeah, she has more to prove. So she was not one of my favorites. So Martinez was the student.
It was sad to see Martinez go.
Yeah, definitely. She's so talented, so great.
Okay, guys, so with one semi-final down, and with one of our finalists already decided, Kairi Sane versus Toni Storm. James, what did you think?
Well, you know how I was sort of dead and emotionless in the last one. It suddenly just shot up in this one. Oh
Completely
my
reversed
God.
itself.
Well,
Nice.
mostly just because I like Toni Storm and I like Kairi Sane, and this was fun. This was just fun. Not my favorite match in the tournament, but it's just fun to see these people just wrestle. And again, definitely when I'm done, when I'm able to, I really want to go see at least a few of these people live in the ring, live in an indie scene, and see what they're allowed to do without an unrestricted rule set. So yeah, I enjoyed this, and again, it was also sad not just having to see one of these people having to go through, but I'm happy that Toni Storm managed to get this far, and especially on this WWE platform, just to get her name out there, as well as all these people in the tournament, but just to reach this level, and then Kairi Sane to progress to the final. It filled me it filled me with hope that they're going to book this well. They're booking this tournament really well.
Steph, what did you think?
I didn't really know Toni Storm before the tournament, and it was a great surprise. She's really good, really good. I loved the little black mark under her eye, even if it was a pirate sign in a way. Also, like she had a black mark under the eye, and was really I like saying, I'm a fighter. I'm not going to let myself. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to. I'll find my words. It's not going to happen the way you want it to. There was a kind of defiance with this little mark with Storm versus Niven. It's also one of the best match of the tournament because they really push forward with. There was this submission moment, and the armbar. There was a moment Storm locked Sunny in an armbar. You could really see in Sunny's face that it was painful, and it was not. So Toni Storm is really strong, and again, you need to have a winner, and the winner was Sunny. She was dominant. She was good, and she's in NXT, so there was this security to have someone from the company in some way. We have to remember that we didn't know what the winner would have by the time of the semifinals. They were supposed to have a cup, their kind of cup, and what we didn't know what they were supposed to win with the tournament. So I think they also worked on the security of having someone that was already signed with the company, which is not Toni Storm case. And but yeah, she was impressive. She would have deserved it, of course.
Uh-huh.
And for me, yeah, it's also one of the best match in the tournament, one of the best, and with Niven and Storm, so we can really say that Storm is the kind of was way above, was kind of a little above the other girls. So yeah. You need to have one winner. You have 32 girls, you need to have one winner. So of course you're gonna have some really talented girls that's not going to make it. And it was sad. It was sad too.
Well, speaking of sorry, Steph, did you have more?
No.
Because I was going to say, speaking of there can only be one winner, the final of the Mae Young Classic between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, and I'm actually going to, before I ask you guys to talk about this, I'm going to set you guys a challenge. Can you guys talk about this match without saying the words Four Horsemen once? Can you do that?
Oh, God.
Bad guy.
There were...
Because I feel like we've beaten these horsewomen to death.
Yeah, I mean, this match definitely had the whole... Just pushing it. It was just pushing it almost to the forefront. And you can understand why, given the circumstances, but it didn't need to push it this hard, guys. It's like, come on, just calm down a little bit. just a little, just hold back a little bit. If you don't mention them once, I'll be impressed. But they just... And
if you don't mention them once, I'll be impressed.
Alright, okay. Right, so starting now, won't mention it. 4 people who ride on equine animals.
This was not the spirit in which I intended that challenge, James.
Okay, anyway, the final. The final was held in Las Vegas, coincidentally with where SmackDown Live was going for their Sin City thing. And
coincidentally in the same place that they used to tape Glow.
Huh.
Maybe not like the same exact arena, but certainly in the same city.
If only they could have, used that. But anyway, it's a shame they didn't use that. But the match itself...
Well, the problem is that there was too much Johnny Nitro in the series.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, the match itself, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. And the story going into it was really good as well. Just the whole thing built up to this great match. Again, not my favorite match of the tournament because I feel like there was some better stuff on display in previous rounds. But I'll say the ending now, having Kairi Sane come out victorious was just, it felt perfect.
Was it euphoric?
It was euphoric, and it had the mindset in my head of they don't have to do the UFC thing. They're not doing this generic stuff.
But is Shayna Baszler going to be in NXT now? Is she going to be trained?
I don't know, but I feel
She's not signed.
They wouldn't drop this though, would they? They wouldn't just drop it now after building this up. And also, we're talking about it now.
Well, they still want Ronda Rousey in WrestleMania at some form at some point.
Well, there's rumors that Ronda Rousey is actually doing some wrestling training right now.
She's training with Brian Kendrick.
Oh yeah, because that worked out well the first time. Eva Marie. Sorry, I had a cough.
Oh, that is that. Those are two completely different people. Brian Kendrick is a fine trainer.
I know. I'm just teasing. I love you, Brian. Really. Anyway,
don't you dare disrespect the captain like that.
Oh my god, he's a pirate as well.
He has the captain's hook. Yes.
WWE is pirates.
We can't get away from that at this point.
Oh my god.
It's an infestation.
Welcome to the Pirate and For Us Women podcast of the day.
The pirates ride on horses now. Steph, can you take over for a minute?
Oh my!
Steph, give your opinion, please. I need to recover.
The match was it was not not the great. Didn't really like it. They let people think that maybe it should be one, maybe it should be the other. Wasn't that impressed by the. It seems like the decision was taken very, 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 very late. Though they really still had in mind the fact that they do this 4 girls versus 4 girls thing. And in the end, Sane won. Yeah, I don't think Sane elbow drop was able to defeat Basler. It was not that impressive. It was built to show the possibility of the 2 winning, but in the end, I was really not impressed by this final.
Really?
No. I saw it way after because with Lucha Underground and Impact refused to do it, so it's a lot. Was a lot of wrestling in just a few days, but I was not impressed because I think we all came in this tournament with the idea that we would have Basler in the finals. We pretty much understood that Sane would be the one. So no, maybe I went to the match with the bad feeling, so I couldn't appreciate the match the good way. Probably I will watch it again later, but it's Sane, it's Kairi Sane. I don't know why I pronounce it like that. We say Sane or Sane, I don't know.
Sunny D.
I was gonna actually ask you, why are you pronouncing it Sunny the whole time?
I don't explain myself, so.
Okay. She is the sunshine in our lives.
No, Sane, probably in Japanese, it would be the way they pronounce it. No?
Oh, okay.
Imagine if Sonny just jumped into the tournament now.
Yeah, because I was seriously thinking, was there some run-ins from an old WWE diva or something like that? So yeah, confused me for a bit. Yeah,
it's probably I heard this name. Probably I heard it pronounced this way because in Japanese maybe, I don't know, don't exactly know why, but. Yeah, it was really it's Basler, and we know where we were going to, and they didn't need a tournament to build that. Or it was Sane, and it was at this moment again we didn't know. She had the cup, she had the win. I appreciated the fact that Basler raised her hand.
Yeah, that was a good culmination of that story as well.
They hugged. It was really. I also appreciated the fact that there were, of course, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were in the ring to give the trophy, but Sarah Amato was there, and Sarah Amato is really. She was an extraordinary wrestler. She's now a great, extraordinary trainer for NXT girls in the Performance Center. It was good to in a way to say this girl is responsible in a way for the way we are treating women wrestling right now, and I appreciated that. This moment was good, but at this moment we didn't know. She had the cup, she won the tournament, and the news dropped 5 minutes, I don't exactly know, but Triple H didn't say it's live. It was told after that what Sane won. I can say it now. Yeah. She is now a contender for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. And it was announced, really, she didn't know because there's a segment on YouTube. It's Charlie Caruso that is coming to her and telling her, it was Shofunaki that was translating for her. And so she's announced that she's going to be at NXT TakeOver Houston, going to be one contender for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. And you can see she was really stunned. She was really like, wow. So it was quite strange to. So they, in a way, they didn't really know what was going to happen after. Giving the to Basler was giving credit to this to the idea that the tournament was completely biased in a way to make this match happen, and they proved that this match can happen without that. They don't even need to sign if they. I don't know if they are going to sign her. We'll see that in the following weeks. So now Kairi Sane is a contender for the NXT Women's Championship. So
and the winner of the Mae Young Classic.
And the winner of the Mae Young Classic.
Woo!
Yeah, and you're right. Your reaction is almost the same that I had. Woo!
I was only being a little bit caught. I'm actually really happy that.
No, it was but it was like, okay, so it's Sane. She had a match, it was over, and she had the match, and the things were over, and I was pretty disappointed. In a way, okay. I don't know for you, James, but I was in a way a little disappointed.
Okay, James, any final thoughts on that?
The commentary of JR and Amy Dumas. I agree. There was something a little off with the commentary. They didn't seem to have enough chemistry to really flow well, and I didn't really feel like they were commenting that well on the. I hate to say that because it's Jim Ross, man. It didn't feel that great. And I feel bad for saying that, but it is true. I feel like he just needs some time away or something, or just to relax. You know, you've done a great job, Jim. I feel like you did.
Okay, so
but they had to record the original commentary that was recorded. It was mid-July when they recorded it. They had to record again. Because the commentary was so bad that they had to
the stuff that we've got. The stuff that we've got was better.
Imagine how bad it was when you were listening to what they do, because it was there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry. It was, and for a women's tournament with a female referee. A female backstage interviewer, and I wish it could have been an all-women thing. That was Jim Ross, and I'm not sure. I don't know if it's Jim Ross or Amy that was the weakest point of the two. I don't know exactly, but it was not matching. That was not that.
I just think it just didn't gel that well. That's what you could really tell that what they were trying to say to each other was really forced and I don't doubt that they both didn't want to be there. I mean, I bet they definitely did want to comment over this. It's just they didn't really gel. The second final thought I just wanted to bring up was about how. In overall, this tournament I thought was just positive, just because. Hang on, I've got my note here, just because I had to write this down because this is like I need to say this whenever we go on a podcast. But like the best thing about these tournaments, the Cruiserweight Classic, the UK tournament, and the Mae Young Classic, is that what I feel like these tournaments do is that they make you feel bad for not knowing these talents exist in the world in the first place. Putting a spotlight on these people makes you want to see more of what they can do outside of this tournament, and make you even want them to come onto a grander stage. And overall, it just feels like it boosts their profile. And I feel like this tournament did exactly that for me. I mean, now I definitely want to see more of what Toni Storm's doing. I would definitely want to see more of what Candice LeRae's doing. I like what these tournaments are doing, or just what the WWE is doing, is that we're highlighting like these talents that, well, they don't certainly, maybe they don't need a boost, but it just certainly helps that they're giving a bigger profile. They're highlighted on one of these tournaments, and I just get to find even better people out there. I mean, that's the stage I'm currently at right now when I'm watching like all these different promotions. I want to find all these amazing people and see them do more amazing things. So I will happily, if they are going to do, say, if Toni Storm's going to do a show around my area, or at least she's going to be in the UK at one point, I am going to do my hardest to like just go see one of these shows, because these guys are great.
If these kind of tournaments are a way to make people become aware of that there's not only WWE, GFW, ROH, these big talents. You also have indie wrestlers that are insanely good. So this tournament has a sense. Every tournament has a sense for me.
I feel all positive now. Anyone else feel really positive?
Yeah, but they'll find some way of ruining it.
Oh, God damn it, Lee.
I'm that kind of positive girl that is always appreciating the fact that I can learn something new and I can discover new things. And it's also in my attitude to be that positive and to be the best I can know. The more I can know, the more I can learn, the more I can find out. The WWE is not the only thing. As I said, I'm working on Impact and Lucha Underground, and I didn't know about Lucha Underground like 2 months ago, and now I can't miss an episode. I can't. It's great, and Impact is really doing well right now, and I'm trying to say to the people, come and watch, because it's getting better. So yeah, it's also tournaments, and our reviews are a way to make people aware that hey, there's not only Roman Reigns and John Cena.
There's a whole world out there.
Okay, guys. Well, yeah, there you have it. That was a SteelChair shoot. Thank you for listening to all of our ramblings, and please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment if you agree or if you disagree. Check out the mag at issue.com/SteelChair. That's issuu.com/SteelChair, where you can find all of our back issues, and you can catch us all on Twitter at SteelChairMag. You can catch Steph on Twitter at
French Nigma, FRENCHNYGMA.
And you can catch James at...
And you can catch all my quest to find all the pirate wrestlers at JamesRT101.
It is a never-ending quest, James, and you've wasted your life doing it. And you can find me at Fight Like a Cow. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you all next time.